trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Remembering the Queen. Britain is mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II after she died peacefully Thursday. As King Charles prepares for his first address to the British people since taking the throne, the UK is preparing to honor the Queen. ABC's Patrick Reevell has more from London.
King Charles III, reintroducing himself as the United Kingdom's new monarch. Outside Buckingham Palace, shaking hands, thanking hundreds of people gathered to honour his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. The new king flying back to London from Scotland, where he was with the Queen in her final hours, driving straight to the palace. The royal standard raised for him for the first time. Charles is expected to be formally proclaimed King Charles III on Saturday. The United Kingdom now launching an extraordinary period of mourning as Britons adjust to the loss of their longest-serving monarch, who is seen as the soul of the nation. Artillery salutes booming out across the United Kingdom. 96 shots, one for each year of the Queen's long life. Bells also tolling in many towns. Today, a special session of Parliament held.
Order, order.
MPs observing a minute of silence. The leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, speaking for many Britons.
Queen Elizabeth II was this great country's greatest monarch. And for the vast majority of us, it feels impossible to imagine a Britain without her.
The Queen's reign a constant, overseeing dramatic changes as Britain changed from an empire into a modern society.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family.
Her last official meeting just 3 days ago with the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss.
Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, was one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. She was the rock on which modern Britain was built.
The Queen's body will now be brought from Scotland to here in London in the next few days, after which it will lie in state before the state funeral in 10 days' time. We believe that Prince Charles will deliver a pre-recorded address later today, and he's expected to be proclaimed king tomorrow. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, London.
And during one of Queen Elizabeth's 6 trips to the U.S., she visited Rhode Island, stopping in Newport. Her Majesty came in 1976 for the dedication of Queen Anne Square. She also attended services at Trinity Church. A special hassock commemorating her visit still remains in the VIP pew. Cynthia O'Malley was one of hundreds who caught a glimpse of royalty that day.
It was just wonderful. She seemed to be interested in the things that were being told to her, and I think she enjoyed being in Newport. We had a lot of history that goes back to England, so it was wonderful to have her here.
And as the world mourns her death, O'Malley will always remember the day she met one of history's most influential leaders. And so many wanting to pay their respects to the royal family. Starting today, the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum is offering a book of condolences. It's available for all to sign and leave their memories. Right next to the book is a signed photo of the Queen, which commemorates President Kennedy's visit to Buckingham Palace in 1961. And be sure to stay with ABC6 for continuing coverage of Remembering Queen Elizabeth II. We'll have the latest as Great Britain and the royal family pay tribute to the life of the Queen. And now to the weather as we take a live look outside this afternoon with our sky cam. Lots of sunshine out there on this Friday. We've got some great days ahead here, Kelly Bates.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. It is beautiful out, and we have temperatures that are coming up nicely. We're already well into the 70s across the region, and it's super comfortable at the same time. So what we've got outside, partly cloudy skies, 73 in Providence. Our dew point still in the 50s, nice and comfy. And we have this calm wind out there. Just a really splendid start to the afternoon. The reason for the splendidness is this big area of high pressure that's in charge. You can tell it's there because it's creating a giant void over southern New England. So with high pressure in charge, we've got nothing but sun headed into the afternoon. We're headed to a high of 78 degrees. Your average high is 77, so a perfectly seasonable September day. Now, if you missed the 80s, they'll be back tomorrow. I'll let you know how far into the 80s we go. Coming up in just a couple minutes. Doreen?
All right, Kelly, thank you. And checking today's headlines, Providence police are investigating a shooting on Chalkstone Avenue. Police say one person was shot there overnight and is being treated at Rhode Island Hospital. His injuries are not considered life-threatening. The shooting happened just before 3:30 this morning. One suspect is in custody as the investigation continues. Police in Seekonk are asking for your help identifying two people you see here on your screen. This video was captured in the area of Olney and Cole Streets. Police say they've received reports of car break-ins around that area last night. They're also asking you to remember to lock your doors and remove any and all valuables from your vehicle. If you know anything about these two people, you're asked to contact Seekonk Police. The Cumberland chiropractor accused of inappropriately touching his patients has voluntarily surrendered his license. Dr. Thomas Soa is charged with 3 counts of second-degree sexual assault. Soa allegedly made a patient get naked for a full-body massage. By voluntarily surrendering his license, Soa is not confirming or denying the allegations. And improvements are coming to East Matunic Beach in South Kingstown. The Rhode Island DEM announcing Thursday that construction will begin next week. The upgrades include additional parking spaces, a new entrance, and improvements to the current stormwater drainage system. The beach will remain open to the public throughout construction. The project will cost nearly $700,000. It should be completed by January 2023. Still to come on ABC6 News at noon. So close to primary day in Rhode Island, we're talking to the candidates for mayor of Providence about housing. Today, Brett Smiley is tackling the issue. And what voting issues are people asking about in Rhode Island? A look at some of the data from United Way's 211. Your voice, your vote, and we are in the final stretch before next week's Rhode Island primary, and we're continuing our conversations with the candidates for Providence mayor. Today, ABC6 News anchor Casey Cantz talks to Brett Smiley as he lays out his plan to fix the housing crisis in Providence.
Through the pandemic, it went from a housing problem to a housing crisis.
And like both of his opponents, candidate Brett Smiley says solving the major issue is building more, in particular, that will support families.
So these are 2 or 3 bedroom apartments, single family homes where families can actually start to build wealth.
Another layer to his plan, Smiley says, is to build permanently subsidized homes that are both high quality and affordable.
Working through our community development corporations and nonprofit developers and through the private developers to take advantage of the significant blighted and abandoned properties in our city, to turn them around into productive housing units that are both good for neighborhoods but opportunities for families.
And what about the other issue of those who make too much money to qualify for rent subsidy programs but also don't make enough to actually pay the rent?
working. If you're a family of 4 and one parent is a school teacher and the other one's a CNA, your household income might be $75,000, $80,000 a year. You've got 2 kids. Good luck finding an apartment that you can rent. But you're working. Both parents are working very hard, in fact, and you don't qualify for the subsidies. And so I think we need a second tier of benefits that are less generous, but will just help make it work for families.
For the full list of candidates ahead of Rhode Island's primary on Tuesday, we have an election guide up for you on our website. That's abc6.com. And if you need info about voting, remember the United Way Voter Information Hotline is always available. You simply call 211 and the free call center is ready to answer your questions at any hour. The United Way says the top needs and questions so far are about mail-in ballots, sample ballots, polling locations, and voter registration, as well as accessibility. And now to our developing news today. A strike in Pawtucket that drew the attendance of Rhode Island's governor quickly took a turn for the ugly this morning. Police using pepper spray on protesters and making arrests. ABC6 News reporter Natalie Norrie is live in Pawtucket now with new video. Natalie?
Hey, Doreen. DHL workers here in Pawtucket say that they've been fighting for better wages for weeks. But a picket line earlier this morning quickly got out of control, with police even using pepper spray at one point to disperse the crowd. DHL workers have been on an 11-week strike that continued on Friday.
She got pushed to the ground, knee to her face, head on her back. Another person was literally pepper sprayed in his face. I was in the mix. I got pulled out. It was horrible.
It was meant to be a peaceful day, but police arrested at least 5 people, and those on strike tell ABC6 pepper spray was used on others.
Today there was a lot of I would say restraint, control. It's a frustrating situation for everyone involved, for workers out on strike for a long time. We're certainly disappointed in the outcome.
Workers shaken from the events reminded ABC6 why they were out there in the first place.
And it was an embarrassment, not for us, because we're out here standing for what we believe. And we believe that we deserve a fair contract. We've been out here 11 weeks. Not one time has we had any coverage. We're fighting for our lives out here.
The workers are asking for better wages and health care. Governor Dan McKee stopped by to show his support, but was gone before the arrests were made.
We're here to support all our workers in the state of Rhode Island. My number one goal is to raise people's incomes. So my takeaway here is that I'm going to be making contact to the company directly after I meet with the union representatives, early in the week. And let's see whether we can kind of get people talking again.
When I asked police why these arrests were made, they didn't have an answer for me at the time, but they told me that those who were arrested would be in court today at 1 o'clock in Providence. We'll continue coverage on this story as information comes out to us. Stick with ABC6 for those updates. For now, reporting live in Pawtucket, Natalie Norrie, ABC6 News.
All right, Natalie, thank you. Still to come on the news at noon, Kelly Bates has your full 7-day forecast, including what looks like a quality weekend ahead.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, we do have a beautiful afternoon in progress, chock full of sunshine out here, and we get to keep it not only for the remainder of today, but even as we head into the upcoming weekend. The sunshine has also brought our temperatures up into the 70s. We're at 73 right now in Providence. We started at 59. We also began in the 50s in Smithfield, 71 there. And we have 75 degrees right now going in Westerly, 71 in Newport, 74 in New Bedford to round out the area. Now, our winds are generally pretty light, but our wind direction is actually a little bit more important. We're bringing in air around here from the north and the northeast. A northerly wind tends to be a dry wind direction for us, bringing in air from Canada. Northeasterly wind also tends to do the opposite. It tends to lock us into clouds. But we are finding the northerly component sort of dominating as we're going through today. The reason why, we've got this huge area of high pressure. It's the void where you don't see anything. So it is fairly big. It means we're going to get more than just today out of this. We'll have a clear sky tonight and a beautiful day for tomorrow. But tomorrow we're going to start to bring in air with more of a southerly component, and that should help bring temperatures up into the 80s. So our future cast, as we go through today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning, there isn't a whole lot to show you. That's the point. High pressure's in charge. But as our area of high pressure slides by halfway through the weekend, it does open the door to give us some clouds. So Sunday, we're looking to roll in some clouds. There is an area of low pressure that wants to come in with precipitation. But did you see how it all just kind of, well, evaporated before it made it into southern New England? Yeah, we're looking at this being the linchpin of the weekend forecast. If it changes, your 7-day forecast changes at all, this would be the time that it would. So if you have any plans for Sunday, please stay tuned to us. Check us online or on your mobile, because we will be updating this, of course, if anything changes. So right now I'm going with a more optimistic weekend solution. Saturday, all sunshine, clearly the winner of the weekend, no bones about it. 84 your estimated high. Sunday, we are going to do that blend of sun and clouds. And as of now, holding it dry. Our next chance of precipitation actually comes as we go further into next week. So this is Earl. Earl is still a hurricane. The winds are subsiding right now on Bermuda, and it is expected to continue to work its way towards the northern portion of the Atlantic, where the water's cooler. It's going to take a lot of wind out of the sails here, and the storm is expected to essentially fizzle out, be downgraded by the time we get to tomorrow morning. So yeah, we're not expecting to hear a lot from it, but, and there's an asterisk here, because it is out there and it is, well, in our neighborhood in the ocean, we do have the chance. We are actually seeing high swells out there. That is resulting in high breaking waves along all southern New England beaches from coastal Massachusetts and Rhode Island, with the exception of Buzzards Bay. And it does mean we have an elevated risk of rip currents. And this goes through tomorrow. So if you were going to go to the beach, know that there aren't any lifeguards out there. The season is done. But we do have a high likelihood of rip currents. It's going to be very dangerous for swimming, for the little ones in particular. So if you wanted to make Saturday a beach day, please use careful care. With that said, your forecast for today, mostly sunny, beautiful, 78 degrees. Winds will be out of the northeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Our extended forecast will show that, well, as of now, Sunday is looking to hold basically a mix of sun and clouds we'll go with. We're going to roll in the humidity for Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday will bring through a cold front, and that should put an end to the humidity, but it will also trigger our next chance of showers Tuesday night into early Wednesday.
Wow, what a weekend, though.
Yeah.
Such
so
nice
far.
days. Yeah, everyone's kind of getting back to that routine,
Yeah.
go to the ball fields and all that, too. So
yeah,
we get to have some sunshine.
Absolutely.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Sure. So we come here on the news at noon. The appeal the Justice Department is preparing to file after a judge ruled a special master could review the documents recovered in the Mar-a-Lago raid. The Department of Justice now seeking to end a pause imposed by a federal judge blocking their use of documents seized at Mar-a-Lago. Yesterday, prosecutors notified that judge of their intention to appeal her ruling. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more from Washington.
New developments in the legal fight over documents the FBI seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. In filings Thursday, the Justice Department asked federal Judge Aileen Cannon, who was appointed by Trump, to allow prosecutors to continue investigating classified seized documents, citing national security concerns. The DOJ writing an ongoing delay in the investigation risks irreparable harm to our national security and intelligence interests. In their 21-page motion, prosecutors stating in regard to Trump's claim of executive privilege that he does not and could not assert that he owns or has any possessory interest in classified records. The Justice Department also signaled its intention to appeal Cannon's order appointing a special master, an independent third party to review the documents. Trump's own former Attorney General Bill Barr on Fox News had urged the DOJ to appeal.
I don't think the appointment of a special master is going to hold up, but even if it does, I don't see it fundamentally changing the trajectory.
FBI agents seized more than 11,000 documents from the former president's Florida home, with at least 100 marked as classified. Sources have told ABC News investigators remain concerned about the potential that classified records remain uncovered and could be held somewhere other than Mar-a-Lago. In a statement Thursday, the former president blasted the FBI and DOJ, referring to the raid as a hoax.
Judge Cannon gave Trump's legal team a Monday deadline to respond to the Justice Department's request to stay parts of her order and continue its investigation using the seized documents. Both sides are also facing a deadline of today to submit their candidates to be special master. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And still to come on the news at noon, we're going to check back in with Kelly for another look at your afternoon forecast. Well, finally this afternoon, pumpkin spice is officially in the dictionary. Merriam-Webster defining it as, quote, a mixture of usually cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and often allspice that is commonly used in pumpkin pie. Merriam-Webster's editor-at-large says words are only added to the dictionary when it's clear they are consistently used. And as we all know, Kelly, whether you like it or not, pumpkin spice is a mainstay every fall. People even call it pumpkin spice season.
Ooh.
When all of the drinks come out and everyone starts to feel that fall spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you a pumpkin person?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I like it too, but my husband is a hard no on it.
Yeah.
Nothing pumpkin in the house.
Huh.
No. Mm-mm.
Huh.
That's why I drink it when I'm here.
Okay.
There you go.
Now we know.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful day today, nice day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. It's going to be a little bit cooler in the morning, but definitely warmer in the afternoon compared to today. Sunday, we're looking to roll in a little bit more clouds. As of now, looking dry, but that forecast could change. It all depends on an area of low pressure, so we'll keep you updated.
All right, well, stay tuned, Kelly. Thank you, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4.